right. How is like a weird echo chamber not ever wound up being like some hazard?
Like our imitating stream? Or stream imitating life?
I mean, yeah, either way.
I don't know what you mean. Okay, sounds like we have audio confirmed through somebody, because I can hear the audio.
Oh, yes.
But it's not on my end, so that's good. How are we for sync? Lips.
Oh god, I hate it.
Hold on.
Lips.
It's fine.
Lips. Are you sure? Or are you just saying that so I'll stop?
No, I saw it and it's fine.
Okay.
The sync is good, yeah.
Ooh,
sync is good.
Thank you. Hello, hi, and welcome. Session 29, Electric Dice Podcast. This one's called Shangolo, and we'll find out why later. No Googling.
Hey, there's two lows. Shangololo.
I don't know. I can't read. Let's see. A couple things we wanted to go over real quick. I'm trying to get them all in order. We talked about it as a group. We decided we wanted to stream. There's a lot of D&D streams, tabletop streams, and some just regular streams in general that decided to kind of go. Was it blackout right for the whole week? Some people just did the day. We wanted to play. We like playing D&D. The agreement was we didn't think we were going to take too much away from the conversation, that we wanted to make sure there was space for that conversation to continue. And to that end, in support, I know some of us have made charitable donations. Anything... Oh, thank you. That's our friend, Oliver, who also has a Discord. That we
Thank you, Oliver.
Yeah,
Thank you, Oliver.
I think it's. I'm gonna totally blow my cover here because I'm pretty sure it's Ryan Oliver, and I don't actually know what he prefers because we're just friends on Instagram and now Discord and now like hanging out in each other's chat and scheming how to make bigger communities for D&D. Anyways, I got off topic. Any donations, any bits that come in today, we're gonna turn around and donate, and 50% of any subs that come in. So that'll be really cool. Nice. If you have questions, well, there we go. 50% of Johnny5 sub go into... I don't actually... We probably have to decide where it's going. If you... Because Riley, you already did one. Will you do both exclamation point BLM? Because that's got a bunch of information for a video you can watch if you can't donate, which is pretty cool. I watched it all the way through. It was a lot of fun. As well as a... somehow it splits your donation up to, I think it's 40 different charities, which is really cool. So we'll figure out where exactly it's going. Probably Minnesota, but I know that they have also said support these other things, because I donated to Reclaim the Block, because they kind of were saying, hey, we've got what we need right now. Kind of... Yeah, okay, I kind of thought Oliver too, because it's RX Oliver, but I figured I should clarify that. Probably on stream too. We're jumping all around. Oh, and then Riley, can you do exclamation point Black AF? This is really cool. So, Critical Bard did a roundtable with a bunch of other Black D&D creators, players, authors, and DMs and GMs. That happened earlier today, so I was able to hang out and listen to that. It's a super awesome resource. It's only about an hour listen. I think it's like 44 minutes, 40 minutes even, something like that. Extremely informative. Gives you a lot of really good information that you wouldn't necessarily, that some people would struggle to find, for Googling on their own. I thought it was extremely valuable.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've got quite a few.
Thank you for the sub.
Oh, wow.
So all that being said, we'll trigger that a couple times through the game to make sure. Is this Johnny5 donating, or are people
that was
subbing?
LDS John Boy is gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community.
Well, there we go.
As always, Johnny5 is now just so in the lead, having gifted 30 subs.
Thank you, Johnny5. How are you today, man? Have you been streaming? Yeah, so anyone who didn't have a subscription now has a subscription. And we're going to be able to throw... So if you did 10, we get just under $250 per, so we're going to be able to donate $25, which is really awesome. And that's just in our first 5 minutes of the stream. So, nothing wrong with that. He's just a boy. Sorry.
Oh, that's my buddy from racing.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
Thanks for donating. Yeah, we were on a league team together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Also, Zweihander, thanks for stopping by. And now we get to speculate wildly if it is Daniel, if it is Adam, or if it is Matt.
Why not all of them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be. It's probably not, but it could be. Trying to think if there's anything else we needed to go over before we actually move forward. Did I miss anything that we discussed we wanted to talk about? I know it was really disjointed, and I apologize for that.
I think you covered it pretty well.
Yeah.
Is that coming up as anonymous for everybody?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, and we have a level 4 hype train, so...
Oh, wow.
If you want, yeah, if you are just here because you like cool badges and stuff, I won't say shit. I'll behave. Throw bits right now because you will get. Oh shit! Thanks, Danla.
Bits.
Hype train maxes out at level 5, so we're already very close to the end. Although I don't have hard mode turned on, which means you only get. Emperor Lobo, thank you for following the Electric Dice podcast. Yeah, super disjointed, but a lot of good resources. I'll actually trigger them now and let Tristan do our recap, question mark?
You got it.
All right, cool.
I'm just... How do I don't know how to use the bits I got. It's tragic.
I forget if you have to do /cheer or if you in the chat if you click the thing next to the emote.
I think
I did it by clicking, but I think you can do exclamation point
there
here.
we go. So this should do it.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, Tristan.
Yeah, no problem. I also continued my sub. Hey, now's the time to do it.
That's true.
We've got a
that's
hype
true.
train.
We got a hype train. It's going to a good cause.
We've got channel points and round tables.
Yeah.
And
true.
15 viewers right now. That's great. This is going to be a great stream, guys.
It's true.
Anyway, and now we're bringing back second edition. Thanks, John.
Nailed it.
Cool.
Okay, we got it. Great game, everybody.
All right. Good game. We'll miss you all. So, previously on the Electric Dice podcast, we had a kind of wild adventure. We were in a cave down in the Illithid lair with a weird tree cage thing that's yet to be fully figured out. We realized that it had some sort of wild properties. It turned Drib into a goo person. It made Drib, played by myself, I should say, made Nico Veas, played by Dan L.A., zonk out of existence every so often. That's fun. A few of the remaining players then had their chances to kind of like soak up some of that energy and have weird effects, but also gain some levels. It wound up being, as we were toting this thing out of the cave, I want to say the main strategy was using levitate on it and kind of pulling it out. Aktha Kaboblin, played by Riley, did some real heavy lift in there, quite literally, as he pulled a giant thing. And we also just hit 100% on our hype train. That's unrelated.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so he did some real heavy lifting. I want to say he was one of the people who did not wind up receiving power from this. However, Puvu Ego, played by Dan S., did receive a little bit of the power and turned a little bit green, and when in direct sunlight slowly regenerates health. He got that one perk from Fallout New Vegas, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's a perk.
I don't just
Solar.
rip off other games for my ideas. What are you talking about?
I mean, anyway, so that was great. Meanwhile, Kalen, played by Squid, also received a bit of its magical magics and also turned into a goo person just like Drib. So there's two of us now. That's cool. Won't end badly at all.
Nah.
Don't worry about it. It is important to note, this thing did have 5 charges, so where'd that 5th one go?
I
That's
remembered
right.
that a moment ago.
The Brindlethunk, Nico Veas' familiar, who is now a higher level than him.
I do not have the proper gym badge.
The highest level member of our party is a homunculus who lost the ability to understand some language. I'm not sure what. I want to say Dwarven.
Dwarven.
And upon seeing it, will scribble furiously and write down sigils and glyphs that point to secret treasures hidden throughout the world. So that's fun. We were able to just narrowly avoid getting disintegrated by a beholder that was way, way too high level for us. Thanks, Dave.
Come on.
And
What do you mean?
but of course not after it almost turned Drib into a gnat or some kind of fly. Almost sent one person flying to the ceiling. Teleported someone back into the horde of invisible monsters that was chasing us. Probably should have mentioned those earlier. Yeah. But thankfully we were able to escape. We got out of the cave system. And upon this, Ack kind of came to the realization we didn't do a whole lot of, helping him. Like we kind of said we would. So that's fun. So we're kind of been debating that, but either way, we all kind of came to the conclusion we shouldn't leave this big magic thing sitting around. So we thought, what's a really safe place that nothing bad would happen at? The Church
Thank you, Brian.
of Paylor, where we left the remaining members of the 100 Lost. Nothing bad's gonna happen there. Cut to the church that contained the remaining members of the 100 Lost, now all dead, and that one other priest guy, not dead, having painted this big weird worm segmented centipede thing on the wall in a big murder spiral. That's cool. We kind of screwed that one up a little bit. But, we thought he was good. That's kind of on me. I got like a crit 20 insight and couldn't figure this guy out. Yeah.
What are you implying?
He was really difficult to figure out.
True. True.
And so we're heading back there, and we're totally not going to have any surprises. The 100 Lost are all going to be there and happy and alive, and not a painting.
True.
Anyway, Dave,
Yeah.
take it away.
Thank you for that excellent recap.
You got it, as always.
What? I didn't hear your last.
No problem, as always.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So the things that jumped out to me is something that I needed a little clarity on. The party said, okay, Ack, you're right. We didn't necessarily do right by you. We're going to do right by you, and here's how. And they want to go to the home where all the goblins or the koboblins live. Party is, what, level 6? Except for the
6 or 7.
I think everyone's 7 except for Ack right now.
I don't believe Puvu got a level. I think he just got the increased health regen.
That's right.
Gotcha.
I forgot that they weren't all levels.
right.
Kaylin, Nico, and myself, Drib, all got levels in exchange for 2 of us being gooey and you losing a round or a turn every session. And what else? I want to say, Puvu has the regeneration in direct sunlight. Ack did not get any fancy boons, but also didn't get messed up by a magic tree.
I've got a question mechanically.
Yeah, what up?
It says during direct sunlight. We're in the domain of dread.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit.
Is that relevant?
Yeah, that you currently do not have direct sunlight.
Okay.
But you could someday.
That's
that's the dream. The dream is to bring the sun back.
There's like a sunlight
daylight
spell.
Yeah,
Daylight,
do the
yes.
spell and you'll be
Daylight
fine.
would do it.
Yes. Yeah,
Light
that's true.
would not.
Right.
But daylight would.
Correct. Sick long boys, man. Cool loyalty badge too.
Yeah.
Um,
Choo choo.
are you bringing the machine with you to the home of all koboblins?
I think we wanted to bring it somewhere, like, last I remember, we wanted to get this somewhere safe.
Yeah, I
Like-
thought we had said we wanted to bring it to left lost. I thought that's what we had said.
Yeah, was that we were going to bring it because we thought, oh, that could be a safe place.
So you wanted to bring it to
But-
the 100 Lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But-
I couldn't remember. I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah.
Either are fine. Oh, sick
And I
royalty
will
badging.
say, not all of us maybe wanted to help the Kaboblin fully. Just gonna.
Oh my
Just
god.
saying.
Oh my god. Anyway. So yeah, I'm not too interested in the journey there. You guys outran the aberrations. You know how to fight them. You know what you're looking for. Blah blah blah. That's fine. That's cool. So we actually get to pick up on that exact same scene that the party left. And I didn't do my homework because I was doing other things right before the game. He left a message for you. He being Wognas. I can't remember his name.
Whoa, something.
Wognas. Yeah.
Wognas.
Wongas.
Just keep saying it.
I'm gonna try and drill it into my head. I'm so bad with names as a human. It's unreal. I almost said Wongas again. I swear I did. I swear I just literally was about to say Wongas. 6 bits. Sick.
I can't figure out how to give my last ones.
Yeah, I saw that. You cheered and it didn't do anything, and I was just like, I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna point that out.
Because sometimes it shows me what I typed, even if it didn't go to everyone else.
Yeah, no, they're a pain. I finally figured out because I kept going to your channel and then trying to host, and I figured it out because I figured it out for Oliver's channel. I have to do it from mine, which seems really weird. If I'm logged in on my account, if I'm hanging out in your channel, I shouldn't have to it just seems dumb. But whatever, Twitch, sure, I don't care. I also don't know how to make this whole platform, so I guess I can't complain. But it seems really weird. Like, I'm logged in, just do the thing. Anyway, done complaining.
It's fine.
Forgot his name already. Wongas
Wongas.
left you a message. He drew in blood because he's edgy. 3 edgy, 5 me. This horrid little centipede, millipede, spirally, circly, swirling thing on the wall, right? He painted it in this. And then, did he leave a little message? Because I feel like he left a cryptic little message.
Yeah, I think
Probably.
he did. I just don't remember exactly what it was. Something about
I remember he was like,
Why
this
don't you
ought to catch their attention or something.
It's why
He
don't
had
you
some
come
snarky
find me?
comment.
Oh man,
yeah, that sounds
I'm
great.
so fucking try hard. Why don't you come find me?
Yeah.
Wongas. XOXO.
the more you
Wow.
say it, it just sounds like long gas, and I really think it just is long boy.
Yeah, it's secretly long boy.
Oh no.
All right. Anyway,
Let's not have that be our new hashtag.
we do a different one
Not
every.
tonight.
Yeah, not
Okay.
tonight. Not like this.
Yeah, you know what? There's worse hashtags, I guess, than hashtag long ass.
Hashtag split Dan 2020.
Nope. You know what? Long ass
Split
doesn't
it.
sound
Split
that
him right in
bad.
the long ass.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, he's looking good today. Did you get a haircut?
So
or did you just...
there was a cryptic
comment?
message from
Me?
him.
Literally all I did,
Yeah.
I trimmed my beard.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, you look good.
That's all it is.
Yeah, you look good. Okay, so yeah, try hard message. Why don't you come find me? Signed, Love, Wongas, dictated but not read. And then a creepy little spirally, swirly looking thing, which you should recognize because we've seen that image repeated a couple different times. Or at least you as players should. Maybe you as characters haven't.
Okay, weird question.
Yeah.
Does this match at all the description of the weird symbol that was on He Who Walks Behind Cornstalks?
No. I have not actually figured that one out yet. That's a whole
Okay.
separate plot line that you abandoned,
Oh boy.
despite all the hard work Ian put into it.
Ian put in a lot of hard work, but the way we went led us to Magic Tree Cage, so
Yeah.
you're happy about that, aren't you?
I mean, look, I'm the DM. I win no matter what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 100 Lost are very dead, which is not great. And at this point, to be completely honest, they're a little stinky. I guess you could argue that the place is safe. They seem to be here for a few days without any trouble. and their bodies seem to be undisturbed now for some time, and Wongas is gone, so, like, maybe?
He has no reason
So-
to come back.
They got money.
I think he's expecting us to come find him. That feels like a bad idea.
I can't decide if Nico doesn't notice the smell because he's used to Anara, or if he's very familiar with the smell.
Oh, man. That's reasonable, though.
Oof.
Yeah, I loot them for money.
You loot them for money? Yeah, I don't even know if they have money, but they would definitely have rags, a few improvised weapons, and at this point, like some semblance of holy symbols on them.
And
I
very
don't want any of that
Gorgash.
unless the holy symbol's worth money.
Oh,
I mean, they're mostly rocks, sticks,
Ugh.
twigs, branches.
if there's like any like particularly like well carved natural kind of holy symbol, out of respect, I'll snag one and carry it with me.
Yeah, I'm just
Like-
looting through and throwing everything around.
Yeah.
Because nothing is good.
How many survived? It was like a 5 or 6.
15.
There were like
So
16.
it's 15,
Oh shit!
15 or 16.
15, yeah.
Yeah, 15.
Woo!
Thank you, Johnny 5. Okay.
Well,
For
Oh my
every
gosh,
crit
Johnny
20,
5.
every crit 20 will be like a well crafted. Okay, so one. The last one.
One.
The last one you find.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna. And they're Pelorian, right?
Yes. Yep.
Are they? Does it have abs?
Does it have? I know. Literally,
Blonde
Goose is the
abs.
only one that's weird about this.
Okay, so wait, so like Goose is the only one who's like, oh yeah, Pelor's got like tons of abs.
He's the
Is
only
that
one
not-
who's like, yeah, Paylor's
Paylor.
fucking hot.
Taylor is ripped.
Is that Riley or Goose saying that?
Me, as a Riley, saying that Paylor is indeed a fit old dude.
All right, Riley.
This is
Anyway.
description. He's supposed to be
Hashtag Paylor is ripped.
yeah, he's supposed to be the
I like that
embodiment of like
hashtag.
vitality and good health and strength.
That's valid.
We're gonna do.
and what embodies that more than abs?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna we're gonna do like the many abs of Paylor calendar, right? And get everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Wait, does Paylor have his own calendar?
I default to there's whatever 12 months or 12 or 13 months, and they're all 30 days. I forget what it breaks down, but you can just cheat and split the year
Damn.
up like way more evenly than whatever the Romans did.
Well, it's like if you have 360 days, like you cut out those 5, you don't need those, and that's
that would make things.
that's 12.
Yeah.
That's 12 30-day months.
That's
Perfect.
if we were playing in the past. We're playing in the future, so you got to add. So round up to like 390.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So we're
so
playing like 10,000 years in the future.
okay. Anyway, so seeing all this and then getting my little holy symbol, I'm gonna kind of turn to the party and be like, all right, this doesn't seem like a safe place to leave this. Ack, I have a genuine question. No, I have a question for you.
Okay.
From what I have heard,
Hmm.
the kind of group you're from, they sound like they were kind of being jerks and they kicked you out. Like, you seem like you really want to go back and kind of like be reinstated, but like, do you really want to like just go back to these people who kicked you out?
I kind of deserved it.
Well, like, you might deserve it, but do you want it? Like, there's a lot of things you deserve, like good meaties and stuff. But like, is that what you actually want, to go back to like this tribe, or do you want to try and find something better?
I mean, back to this tribe would be great. If we could hold our fiestas again, that'd be wonderful.
That doesn't sound super convinced. Like, I want to make an offer for you, because at this point, we don't have a safe place for this, other than taking it back to the Grim. But that, at this point, would be doing you wrong if you still really want to go back to them. Like, you've helped us out. I don't think any of us want to take advantage of that kindness. But at this point, going back with this in tow, if we're there and more Illithids attack, they can just steal it back. And everything we've done could be for nothing. But if you want to adventure with us, it gives you a chance to go out and see the world and try new meaties from places that aren't this one mountain range and see what there is to offer. And if at the end of it you think, yeah, I want to go back to my tribe, you'll go back as this awesome adventurer with all these cool stories, and you'll probably be even better with your magic spear. And at that point, do you really think they can just say, oh no, you can't come back in? Or they can be like, oh shoot, Ak is even cooler now.
I could do with being cooler.
Not to say that you're not cool already, of course. You saved us a lot of hassle. The way you showed us that you had to just wildly stab at those enemies that, like, when we looked at us, like, were blinding us or whatever. You know what's up. You're a strong fighter.
Thanks.
And at this point, I don't want everything we've done to reclaim this item to risk losing it all. But I also, again, don't want to just leave you. That's not fair to you.
I mean, I'm more just worried about, like, how much time they got left, too, you know?
At this point, after losing something so powerful, do you think the Illithids are gonna all of a sudden just resurge and be like, well, we lost our big powerful thing, time to attack? Nah, they gotta recover.
I don't know, that big eyeball seemed pretty fine.
That's valid. Either way,
Maybe
even
we could just give a little peek, a little reconnaissance.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. But where, like, in the meantime, what should we do with this?
I don't know, dig a hole, bury it.
I don't think getting this out of a hole would be easy. Or we could dig a hole big enough in a reasonable amount of time.
So you guys know from having been with this thing for a little while, it isn't just constantly warping the landscape around you. There's not like a trail of bismuth crystals through the middle of the Domain of Dread, right? Like, at some point it will start fucking with shit again, but it is not doing it right now or today. So if there's any fear of, like, bringing it into a town or a civilization, I mean, like, that is a risk, but it's not like an immediate and constant risk, right? Like, there's a way to control or minimize what it's doing.
On that note, though, the longer we leave it here at this church, the more risk there is of it to be weird and corrupting a church filled with corpses.
True.
Which feels like it could end just as badly.
Also, without, like, retconning too much, I think Riley and I had a slight misconception about his character not being... Jesus Christ, Johnny 5!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Thank you, Johnny 5.
I mean, I guess, you know, I know he likes doing, you know, the even gifted subs, but dang.
So that today alone is, like... like almost 20 subs just today?
Seriously.
Exactly 20 subs just today? Oh my gosh! We have so we have like at least 20 subscribers.
Oh yeah. No, it's good. It's
all
good.
right.
It's good.
Wow.
It's
Thank
good
you,
day.
Johnny 5.
Seriously. Also, it's
It's
gonna
like-
keep dinging at us, which is really entertaining to me. Like,
Oh, that's
I
fun.
don't hate that. Gonna go ahead and drop down just a muscle fish real quick.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, it didn't do the
And
other ones. What the heck?
Strong fish.
Yeah.
And John, I
There we go.
think Twitch, you need like a bajillion more subs to get to the next emote. Or something
No,
weird.
no, we're good. So,
What?
Johnny 5 has single-handedly gotten us 2 more emotes for the channel.
Oh my god!
Damn.
which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Actually, so I changed these, not a ton, but if you long boy. So it's the same old text. I just added one sentence to
This
the
is
end.
actually true again.
Two.
Wow.
Correction.
Ah.
2.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't, Oliver. I don't know about that 50. I thought it capped at just 35. Is it 50? I don't know. Now I have to go check. So maybe we are a few off, but we either got another one or we're very, very close. Because yeah, we have 3. We had 3 tier 1s open. Dave Woodson's working on a project right now to make one for us. We have the tier 2, which is the prize winner, and then I've been sitting on the tier 3 for a while. But I think we just got another one tonight. I'll have to check after the stream.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah.
But like, anyway, jumping back to the game. Drip at least is of the idea of like, I'm really concerned about leaving this thing alone. Like, I understand that, like, if Axe wanting to check on his tribe, that's probably what we should do, but like, neither splitting the party nor leaving this thing alone feels like it would end super well. Like, unless like just like a couple I mean, I don't know, because like if it's just like reconnaissance, see like, hey, are they on fire right now? Yeah, but like, I don't know, then if they are what?
Are you guys talking privately?
No, I'm like trying to like talk to the party and be like, hey, I feel like personally I'd say we should try and get this back to a place where it's not gonna mess with an entire church. And I will say it's not like that's the only thing we could do while we're in the city. Reconnaissance, and I kind of would turn to Nico and be like, and I'm sorry, Nico, reconnaissance with a zombie in tow is a little more difficult.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say, take her back home.
Or else.
No, I'm just saying, if we go back to the city, you can have her be in somewhere safe again. Not out in this wasteland, not with a magic murder tree. Like, no one is gonna mess with your bar at this point, not even the shadow creature, because after this, we've just done a job for the Grim. She's not gonna let it near it. And last anyone knew, that bar was super murdery. So people aren't going to go until you let them know it's safe.
We do have a job to do. But we have 2 jobs. One of them's to Ack here. One of them's to the Grim. I don't know.
I mean, it's a little peak, guys.
It is a little peak, but Ack, you saw what this stuff was doing. It turned me into goo.
I mean, you guys are looking stronger than ever, to be honest.
So
still goo.
Puvu and Kaylin, what are you thinking? Because otherwise, we're just gonna have to do a party vote. We don't want to spend too long just debating.
Who's looking at all the bodies? Drib, I know you were kind of worried about the bodies, but now he kind of produces a flame.
Yeah, I mean, I will say either way, laying them to rest is probably going to be the best practice. We can't leave them like this. Yeah. Here, do we want to take a moment to think, and we can do our last rites for them? I have a Palor charm thing. Holy symbol, that's the word I wanted.
Who would try to find some in a church? You could probably find some texts that might lay it out and try to honor them in that way, as opposed to his traditional.
That makes sense. Do some Paylor, and I've read. Goose had all those pamphlets.
I was just about to say, Nico starts digging in his bag and pulls out a fresh, maybe Goose has been providing newer pamphlets over time.
Yeah, there we go.
Special
He's
article.
Getting better at drawing. It's getting even more realistic.
Oh no, and that much more explicit.
And on the pamphlet, it just happens to be an edition about their funeral rites.
Oh, that's super convenient.
this seems suspect, but I like that transition while you guys are arguing. So we cut away, right, as you go into the thing, and you're like, oh look, another pamphlet from Goose. So Goose, Henri Gaspard has you doing one-handed push-ups on a stone floor in the middle of nowhere, and I want you to roll me 4d6, drop the lowest. Let's see what your new strength is.
Oh no!
If you have been worn away into nothing, and you're just a wiry
what if
little
his strength
noodle
goes
boy.
down?
Or he's got a 17 strength now.
Holy
and we got a fucking buff
Big
Goose
strong.
over
Big
here.
strong.
Fights cavities.
Holy
By the swole gods.
Oh my god, he's turning into a little Paylor.
Yeah, absolutely ripped. Like, how tall is Goose? 3'4"? Like,
Yeah, somewhere around there.
he's the biggest, bushiest beard. Fucking, like, he's got that cut, right? Oh, yeah.
God.
He's got a vicious V.
Its beard has its own abs on it.
Absolutely ripped. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and he's doing that like really slow push-up thing, and then he like switches it out before he falls, doing one and then the other.
Oh my god.
Right.
Is only on his standing on his back while he's doing all this.
He's just got one foot on him, and he's like pushing him down, and Goose is like fighting back against it. Yeah, and he's like, hey Goose, I need to know, how much do you know about the heretical, the faithless of the Church of Light?
Do I know? I feel like I don't.
You can. I mean, you can decide, or you can roll if you're not sure.
I'm sure Goose doesn't know much about it.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you reply then? You're just like,
Oh.
meow.
Yeah, as he's like big and ripped and doing these push-ups, in his nasally ass voice.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of him before.
It's like, but you see, this is my position, yes, and soon to be yours. The Church of Light, they are not without failures. Fallen. They're wrong. Each church has their own sins. Of Foltus, we speak of the Pale. A sect long forgotten, shrouded in darkness, not just light. For the Titan, Helios, the sins of the fire giants, those that captured him for their own gain. But of Paylor, perhaps the worst and most dangerous. Do you know the cult of the Eclipsed Sun? Now that one I do want you to roll for, because it is specifically of Paylorian worship.
Where are you? Just come here.
How is there anyone who doesn't have a sub yet? That's really what I'm curious.
Yeah.
Whoa. Where is my religion? Religion, right? Or history?
Your choice. Whatever.
Religion, please.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. So not great. Them abs, yeah. Yeah, so we... for a little context, Oliver, in a different Greyhawk campaign, we kind of mashed Helios and Heliod. One of them's from Magic, the other one's from history. And we stuck him in the Halls of the Fire Giant with King Snur Ironbelly of Greyhawk. they took him. They took a god as a prisoner to act like they were cool and badass. And then the players in that game freed him, and he smote the mountainside and gave them a ride back to town, because that's what you do at 16th level. Just like free a god and get a ride on his chariot.
That's fine.
But because of that, right, like the fire giants worshipping like primal fire, but fire therefore light, it got all like weird and murky. So yeah, I definitely I use those names interchangeably, and it's not great. But have we moved into kissing range yet? If I'm remembering correctly, it's Pride Month, right? Oh jeez.
Oh, who
Ian,
else
what?
Okay, so Ian's now our number 2
right?
sub.
Damn.
Who isn't subscribed?
Oh my goodness.
All right, everyone, call your friends. They're gonna get some subscriptions.
Get...
Okay, just
all right.
What is that?
So, I mean, this is a great point to remind everyone. When we started the stream, we said 100% of donations or bits and 50% of all subs are getting donated. So we probably we're north of $50 at this point for a donation, which is really awesome. So I'm just going to drop that. And thank you to everyone who's donating. Yeah, Ian. Thank you for donating subs. Can't let Johnny Five hog all the glory, just most of it. Why contain it? Thanks for getting a subscription to the Electric Dice podcast.
Yeah.
God.
All right, and for everyone who's a subscriber, which is everyone, spam those long boys in the chat.
I know. I'm gonna like just upload something so everyone can at least enjoy more than one tier 1 emote. Like we got to get them in there. That's awesome. This is a really cool stream. I'm super excited. So before I completely lose my train of thought, Henri Gaspar is teaching Goose, because Henri is an inquisitor, right? Like he is judge, jury, and executioner for the unfaithful and the faithless of the churches of light. They all have banded together to try and keep, this area safe, et cetera, et cetera. You get it? Yeah, it definitely distracts me. And I don't know that there's too much more to dig into that scene, truthfully. Oh, that's funny, Mr. Drufus, because you were the one game you played with us for that session. You guys were in the Fire Giant halls. I don't know if you actually met... you met Brazimal, but I don't know if you met Kingsner, Iron Belly, or Heliod. So, Riley, does Goose have a response or anything? Like, because you're 12, I don't think is enough to know. So, do you have a question for him?
Yeah, so I guess what was his intent? He's just kind of like teaching me that there are corrupt people out there.
Yeah, I think he, forgive me, but Goose is naive and believes all the good things in the world. And I think one of Henri's paths to tricking, yeah, we do. Getting you to understand why it's not Bellatrix, but I can't think of her name. Beatrice was
Belmont.
Yeah, was excommunicated. Like something's going on there. There's some part of it that you don't know or understand yet. And I think he's like, look at all of these evil things. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just tasked with doing this difficult job. Now we have to get into what she did, right?
No.
And whether Goose likes that or not, I don't know, right? Like at the end of this, he's gonna aim you at Sia Aura, and what you do is gonna decide if you're part of the Inquisition, the Hammer of Light, or whatever they're called.
I mean, can they be redeemed?
Because you don't know the old stories then. You don't know of the Anlian Knights, of the creature known as Bego, and the Black Heart of the Sea. No, I don't think they can be redeemed. I think we don't turn to the light because we are looking for reward. Do we, Goose? Why do we turn to the light?
Because it stands for everything that's good and beautiful in this world.
Yeah, and he smiles. And I think... Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Alright. Gosh, I gotta open up my character sheet again.
Or, I'm sorry, did I say perception? I meant persuasion.
Oh, alright.
Because, like, he's gonna give you that, like, nodding, smiling father. Like, that's a start of an answer. It's not a bad answer. It's just not a complete answer. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so I think he leans in on it a little bit, right? Like, he puts a hand out. Do you take it to, like, have him pull you up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so this will fade out on the shot, because he's like, yes, but we don't turn to the light for reward. We don't turn to the light. We turn to the light because it is the light. Because it is good. And that is what we ought do. Do we hear you, like, start to say anything, or do we just fade out?
He nods.
Okay, cool. I like that. Alright, party who's still in the domain of dread, and therefore darkness. What are you doing?
Did any time... I trying to do the proper rites for these guys.
Yeah, we can totally cut back in on, like, their, you know, they I mean, do they have the individual graves? Did you just kind of pile them in a corner? Did you create a Karen? I don't know how to pronounce it. A rocky grave site stone.
I would think, like, I don't know why this might be wrong. To me, like, I imagine cremation feels Paloran, because he's a god of the sun, which is like a giant thing of fire. Right. Like, I can see that, like, scattering the ashes to the winds, like traveling along his light, I don't know, something like that. Like, also we have holy fire.
Correct.
Fire. Like, that seems like what would be a good... Oh, not sun-dried corpses. Maybe sky burials, if there's stuff here for sky burials.
Look, I gotta have my fun too, you know?
Shoot them into space?
Shoot them into space.
We don't have,
So the question I'm interested in... Because I like the burial, but are you leaving the machine here? Are you sending the machine into town? Or are you taking it with you to go visit the home of all Kaboblins?
I personally am still on the side of we take it back to the city, but it's a party of 5 people, so we won't have a tie.
I mean, if we're burying bodies, we can bury the thing.
We aren't burying them, though. We cremated them.
Oh.
We're not cremating this.
Maybe there's like a secret entrance, a compartment in this broken down church. I start looking for like the weird catacombs or something.
Oh, you're just looking for like a little flip door, a little trap door?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Go ahead and roll
something up your alley, Poo-Boo.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception with advantage, because I imagine at least one of these crazy friends of yours will help.
Alright, cool. Where are you, perception? You're here somewhere. Oh, cool.
14. It's better than a 7.
It is. Traps in the cellar.
That's bullshit. What? I can call hacks.
Lame.
Okay. Yeah, but you also don't find the cellar door. What you do now?
Well, then, at least there's no traps in there.
Okay.
Hey, that's not the first time that chat has maybe been influenced by someone in the game.
That's true. Oh, also, not at all related, but I actually remembered the last thing I wanted to go over. Some of you might have seen this today, but those of you that didn't, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm rocking a long boy, like, tank top. Jersey?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you want to call that, right? Yeah. It's got long boys all over it. Look, I'm repping the long boy.
For that sun's out, guns out kind of look.
Oh, yeah.
Here in the domain of dread, where the sun
never shines.
Out. Guns are out anyway.
No, the sun's out. Like, it's been put out.
Oh, no. That's clever.
Okay, what does everyone else think? Because I heard Drib.
Puvu's wanting. He's kind of playing up the I'm the religious one. This is my job. But he's very much and I'm doing this so that we can leave this here. That's part of his goal is so that he
So I didn't fully understand that. You're in a church and that's your jam, which is totally fine.
Right.
But where did it go
so
from
that's
there?
why that's why he's pretending. He's not really pretending, but that's why he's playing up the, oh yes, I'll give them all the rights and I'll do all of the things that I'm supposed to do as cleric. But really, he's also motivated by wanting to leave this item here. And so he's going to do all of those things, play the part, but also he's then wanting to be like, okay, well now it's as safe as we can make it so that we can leave this item.
Yeah, I think Nico would kind of be feeling the same way. I think he talks to Puvu. It's like, surely the churches you've been in before, you must know something about buildings like this. Their architecture, their practices.
Yeah, do you want to roll a religion, Puvu?
Sure. Yeah. Go. Here we go.
Well, good thing this is a Palorian church. Oh, you're not a Palorian
right, I don't
guy.
know Palor. I'm not.
Oh.
Well, anyway, got inspiration to spend? Because otherwise that 11 ain't doing shit.
I mean, I have a Dave point.
Dan,
you have
we
a Dave
can
point?
get a Dave point.
I have a Dave point that I will remove from my character sheet.
You deduct 1 Dave point, get yourself a 24. So, Puvu, you know that especially with like an outpost like this, of course everyone searches the frickin' tiles, right? They're like, oh, where's the trap door, right? Like, they put it like 50 or 60 feet away, usually somewhere where either the sun sets at a particular like holiday or like, the summer solstice or something, you know what I mean? Like there'd be some symbolic, like, okay, so to like take 50 paces out in from some direction.
Right.
And with a little bit of time, you are in fact able to find that.
Okay. So we can say, yeah. One religion's not too different from another. Hey guys, I found a trapdoor that I think, if he looks in it, it's safe. Or is he not looking at it yet?
I don't know. What do you do? Yeah, I mean, you run your dagger around the spine of it. You knock 3 times on the ceiling. If you love me.
If only we had some. Unless it's twice on the pipe. And if you ain't gonna show.
I couldn't remember the next line. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of it.
Sorry. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no.
Okay. You'd be like, I found a trap door, but I'm not entirely sure that it has traps around it.
Oh, that's like a weird
Instinctively,
yeah. Right, you're like if there are no traps, there's no trap door. Checkmate. Yeah. What are you gonna do now?
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think instinctively he would just look over at Kaylin and be like, would you be willing to take a look at this with me?
2 members of chat who are not players, give me a D100 roll. Higher is not necessarily better. So
I don't like this.
There's no incentive to lie.
Cool. All right. Who's gonna kill us?
Mm-hmm. You can just roll a real die if you want, or you can go to random.org, or you can make up a number.
I think there is.
Somebody knows how to roll in chat. I don't know how to do it. 81. Got it. 1 more.
I think does this. All right. 81 and.
Sick. All right. 25. Well, party members get 3 now.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Okay.
4. Fuck it. Why not?
Oh.
Why not?
No.
We don't give much.
Everybody.
We don't give much loot out. We might as well. So you open the door for the sake of expediency, which is totally a word. You open the door. The 3 arrows that come flying out of there, dipped in purple worm poison, are really old. So like it cuts you. You're sick for several weeks. Reduce your con and your wisdom to 1, but you live. It's okay. It's fine. We'll deal with that later.
Excuse me?
What?
Okay.
You flip the door, and you can see the steps go down some, I don't know, holy number, right? Four steps, tiles of 4, right? Blah 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 blah. But there is a solid granite wall, very clearly manufactured, very clearly does not belong. And there's like a sigil on the front of it. So you worship the forge, but do we know what god you worship? Johnny 5, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the gifted subs and the bits.
Bye, Johnny 5.
Yeah, thank you for the 30, I think, by the end of the night subs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was 30. It was a fuck ton.
Oh yeah.
This would be Forgotten Realms.
We are technically we started in Greyhawk and moved over to Ravenloft. But Goose is also from the Forgotten Realms.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
pick a god and pray.
clip that. Somebody clip that. That was the funniest fucking thing ever.
Really good.
I need that. That's my ringtone.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was good. That was good. I liked that a lot.
No problem at all. I'm proud of that. That's gonna be my best one-liner.
That was really fucking funny.
So
yeah, do you have a god, or do you just worship the forge in some annoying way?
I don't think that I've said it. Looking to see what is available. Yeah, all I'm keep coming up with is Moradin.
What gods are single?
Your air
Like,
I think those are the only 2 that
there's probably like a ton of them.
I'm defined.
So your god, because prepared.
Yes.
It is emblazoned with the symbol of your god, and you know that, this is pretty normal, right? Supply caches around the world. We make things, we put it out in the world. Therefore, thank you, Oliver. You never know who's gonna need what, right? You gotta be able to get in there and make some shit happen. So the little weird sigil sequence to get in through this wall. So tell me, just what does that entail? Do you knock twice on the? Did you hear that? I didn't hear that. Is that the right mic?
I did. I heard some tapping.
Or is this the right mic?
No, I heard it.
This one?
I think it was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay, I would have been really upset if I was using the wrong mic.
So I think he looks it's kind of mimicking the process of forging. So you first produce a flame and touch it to the wall, and then you pound on it with your hands, and then you blow on it to cool it.
Oh, you quench it. Yeah. Okay,
That
cool.
is clever.
And then does it crumble away? Does it fold back? Does it rise up? Or does it just vanish? Or does it melt?
You said it was like a solid piece of granite.
Yeah.
So
Yo, what up, Dave?
I think it would crumble. I think that's how that would go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, and this is really exciting for you. Like, you're an intermediate priest at this point, but it's not like these are everywhere. Like, they're important, they're big, right? Like, a master forge priest has to stock one of these, go out into the world, put resources out somewhere that's important, right? And they all have a destiny. So this is cool. Like, this means something to you. You were not expecting to find this down here. And now I have to consult my numbers because I know
before anything happens, I am keeping my distance from this trapdoor.
Oh, good. You fucking suspicious little shit.
I wasn't gonna go near it either way. I don't want to leave the thing here. I want to take it back to the city. I've just been outvoted.
Yeah, there is a massive tower shield, right, that is on just like a stone bench right up against the back of the thing, and you can see that it has been emblazoned with like a crimson red rising sun, and then like a gold palm print on the front of it. Laying beside that is a very long like wizard staff, and even in this like dim light, you can see like the colors are sort of like shifting across it, very visibly magically. There is numbers, reading, competency. I actually think somebody has these already, so I'm going to just tip my hand here, because I think somebody got either Boots or Cloak of Elvenkind at one point.
There were boots of spider climbing, but I don't know of any.
Okay. Well, there you go. You get that one for free. They are unmistakably boots of Elvenkind. So they're adorned with leaf motifs, and they are sneaky and cool and stuff.
The fact that when rolling for traps, like magic items, seemingly.
And then finally a necklace or a brooch that also has like the exact same shield design, right? A tower shield with a red, crimson rising sun and a gold hand, but just small, right? It's just like a little charm and everything. And it too is glowing very clearly magically, as it has this like warm and calming red aura surrounding it.
Okay. And so I know Drib was far away from this, but be like, hey guys, I think I found good stuff.
Yeah, I found the goodies.
Is any of it wood?
Ram this thing in there.
Is any of it wooden? Or non-metal?
No.
Okay.
Lots of it's metal.
I'm assuming the staff is...
I think technically the boots you could get away with. Let me look at the staff.
Gotcha.
So I think he definitely would approach the brooch first. You'd go for that.
Okay.
I mean, to speed things up, are these all just available, or am I gonna like take one and something happens?
No. It's you get all of them.
Okay.
I want to try and scrape the gold off the shield.
Don't mess with the holy things, Ack. I hate to say it, but this is actually probably a really safe place for the magic thing, if it already has magic stuff in it.
It does.
Right.
I don't think we should keep the magic stuff with the other magic stuff.
No.
Lest the magic stuff become alive.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then it kills you.
Yeah. If the staff is
D&D's an easy game.
wood, or doesn't seem metallic, and I as a druid would be allowed to touch it, I'd be interested in that, but otherwise I will give it all a pass.
You could theoretically use either the boots or the staff.
Does anyone else have any particular interest in what looks like a wizard staff?
Only if no one else is going.
I was just
I
grabbing
as
it,
the
waving it
birdman with a
around.
magic staff, would like to
I would like
put
the
in
staff.
I would like the staff.
I'm
Does it
requesting
appear
one staff.
wooden?
Does it
Does
appear
the staff
He's
appear
giving it,
made of
and then he hands it
The
off.
staff
to you.
is mine. Anyone
Okay.
get that reference?
No.
No? Okay, I don't actually want it. But...
Alright.
you guys need to watch
snag
that.
it.
What is it?
I don't suppose anyone here can identify these magic objects.
Oh, I would be able to do that actually.
Let me
I
find
think.
it.
Let me make sure that I have that prepared.
Yeah.
I
I mean, even if we have to take some time to do it, say 40 minutes for all 4 objects total, as you do some kind of ritual.
that could, I think that, yeah, would be that I could do.
Except for the boots of Elvenkind, which we
need to do.
are
So
smart.
it'd be 120 minutes total. 120 minutes. You need 120 minutes.
I thought it's only 10 minutes for a ritual.
Oh,
Oh, you told me.
I've seen this before. I just didn't remember the quote. I love the gamers.
It's
Oh,
pretty
so-
good.
Never
Have
mind.
you
So
seen the other
it's
two?
10 minutes per.
I have not. I'm looking at the Darkness Rising right here.
Darkness Rising is really good. The third one, they switch over to playing card games, and it's fun, but I don't like it as much.
Gotcha. Is that the Hands of Fate extended one?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I would be interested in the brooch.
Is anyone going for boots?
I mean, Kalen might be. Kalen, would you have any interest in boots that make you move quietly?
Yeah, I could boost my stealth a bit more.
And I think the power shield goes.
I could really use a rapier though.
Oh.
Got my stabby daggers.
Can look like an endless supply of magic items.
Yes.
Can I use a
her sword that was pulled away in the void?
We can get there. We'll see.
I gotta find it.
Can Ak use a shield?
The shield's probably like 5 times the size of myself.
On the plus side, it's extremely light. And you're also currently scraping the gold foil off of it, so...
Yeah, maybe be careful about that.
Hmm.
Something, I mean...
Can I use a shield? I think you need 2 hands for a spear.
Spears can be 1 or 2-handed. They just do more damage with 2.
Oh yeah, it is versatile.
It's
All
also
right,
your weapon can change form.
Yeah,
right.
It is a magical, like, shadow weapon. It's whatever you want it to be.
Cool. I'll mess with the shield. I like to imagine the shield is larger than him, though.
It's a really good shield.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dave, can you clarify something for me? My replicate magic item as one of my infusions, can I... Like, if I make a new infusion, can I replicate a new item with it? I just, like, lose whatever the previous one was?
Right, so you would take what you have and you would copy new enchantment onto it? Is that what you mean?
Right, like, I can paste the text in here real quick. Let's see, because that's part of the artificer stuff that I have.
Saying multiple times, replicate.
Like, if I do replicate one of these items, is it just like that's my one infusion of that forever, or I can choose to replicate something new in the future?
I would have to look at it. The way this is worded, it makes me think you can learn this infusion multiple times, so you need to take this infusion every time you want to do something different. Which is kind of restrictive.
But I think it's like...
Because I think earlier it says, like, you can make a new infusion, but if you make more than what you have, like, the oldest one just kind of falls off. So I feel like you should be able to make something new, but...
Is the question, like, do you want to, like, change what type of magic item you're making, or just, like, say you have a bag of holding and you want to make a different bag into your bag of holding?
More so if I make one of these now, but I find something that I like more later,
I think
I replace it.
Already know a certain infusion, and
yeah, but I'm also fine with just if that is how it's supposed to go.
I don't know. I don't know. Actually, hold on.
I'm fine with you just resting and then changing it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to say you might be.
I can't even do it until 12th level.
Oh.
Because it's Boots of Elvenkind or a 12th level artificer. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Artificer infusions get weird.
All right, let's stick that tree in there. Let's get out of here.
I mean, I hate to say it, but now we're about as prepared as ever for going to check this out after we figure out what these magic items are. Because
yeah,
going in
money.
Huh?
The magic shield?
Yeah.
Probably yes. Probably a lot.
Cool.
It's a magic shield. People like those.
Truly.
You small child, what does it do?
Oh my god. Give him some time. He's got 3 things.
So because we'll montage not with a capital M. The items are it's a +2 shield that may have other properties. Hard to say.
Might be cursed. But that's a +4 to AC.
Whoa! What?
Whoa.
Cursed? What are you talking about?
Probably cursed.
Hey,
always
remember that
cursed.
time that we rode by that mysterious tower that you really wanted to point out to us, and you said afterwards that it totally contained a cursed sword?
Yeah, I only get one cursed sword a game. There's not even a sword
Yeah,
in this room.
none of these are swords.
Yeah,
so
you're
there is a
fine.
cursed staff, cursed boots, a cursed shield, and a cursed amulet.
I would not curse every item in the loot. Josh, are you in this game? Or Devin, are you still here? Oh, actually, Shane, you were here earlier. Shane, are you still here? Don't answer that question.
Yeah.
Cursing all the magic items feels like kind of a Dave move.
Yeah. Staff of Charming. It's a rare staff. While you hold this staff, you can expend an action using one of its 10 charges to cast Charm Person, Command, or Comprehend Languages using your spell save DC. It is also a magical quarterstaff, not in the plus sense, but just in a DR sense.
Gotcha. Would I be able to shillelagh it? Or because it's already magical, can I not shillelagh it?
Yeah, I'm fine with you. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Pop right on top.
That was my main concern about it being...
It does a couple other things that I'll send to you, or you can just search Staff of Charming on the SRD.
Staff of Charm. Yeah. I have a thing open, I can find it.
Yeah, Boots of Elven Kind we already covered. The other thing was a necklace. I don't know what the fuck it was called. Amulet? Is it an amulet?
I think you called it a brooch.
I might have.
Brooch of shielding, maybe?
Did one person die in the game, Dave, or you mean one group died? It's an amulet of health. When you wear it, your con score is 19. Just...
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I rolled on the very good loot chart because you guys haven't gotten a lot of stuff.
Nice.
The group kind of disintegrated. They failed their dex save and took, 8d10 plus 40 or something stupid? 10d10 plus 40?
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. Sick.
Right,
So magic items, cool. Lore dump, cool. Little goose shenanigan, also cool. Now what?
We go take a peek.
We make sure that this is all secure in here. Make sure the entrance is all hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So Puvu, it's really unlikely. That wall's gone now, isn't it? It's like you crack the seal and it's open. Is it?
Just because something was destroyed doesn't mean something new.
Zach, are you in the game right now? Are you in chat?
Oh, also apparently the Staff of Charming says that it can be attuned to by a druid. So
Mm-hmm. That's why I said you could use it.
nice. I'm glad it specifies.
So yeah, Dave, if I'm wanting to create a new barrier, what are the odds I would know how to do?
I mean, it seems like a cool thing to do, right?
I knew how to get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Forge is about building, not necessarily about.
Yeah, let's do it. What are you gonna roll?
I was hoping to. Let's see here. What? Yeah.
If you do religion, I might be able to help since I'm proficient in religion.
Well, anything with con now. Nope.
I can also help
What if
on
I
the arcane
flex at
side.
it?
So I had Smith's tools as well. That's irrelevant. But I would say probably religion.
Mm-hmm. I'm down with that.
Will help.
And I offer to help since I'm trained in religion.
Okay.
So.
All right, there we go. The wall is up. Maybe not the best wall you've ever done, but it's a wall.
You know what? Hey, it's a wall.
It's a 0/3 defender.
No wall. Okay.
Taps for 6 green mana.
Ooh. Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So there is like the walls at the bottom of the stairs, and then there's a trapdoor that's over the stairs, right? In that little section, and I'm assuming we're going to close the trapdoor. And I hate to do this, but we need to make sure this thing stays safe. I would
Trap
like
it.
to leave.
Trap
what?
it. Trap it. Trap
No.
it. Trap the trapdoor.
No.
You
No.
should trap the trapdoor.
No,
It do-
I don't
I
think I know how to do that. Squid does probably.
Yeah,
She has
right.
thieves' tools.
Like,
But
I can
in
help
there,
Squid make a trap.
I would also like to. I want to leave Blossom to guard because we can't let this thing get taken,
wow.
and I hate it. I don't want Blossom to get hurt. Oh no, Dave's looking around.
I'm sorry, I thought I just heard something crazy.
Yeah, I hate
Like
it.
leaving
If
Blossom
this tree
behind?
is stolen,
Raven
if
becomes
this,
Blossom.
I will die before I don't come back to this. By which I mean I will die and not come back to this. But if I die somewhere else, then Blossom isn't with me and gets to live. Or I will come back and we will be reunited.
Okay.
And trap the trapdoor.
Also, if Blossom dies, I might die too. Oops. I think they've got some of my soul or something.
Life bond.
A price that Dave has yet to decide.
Decide right now. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
So.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, it was the boots. It was the boots of Elvenkind.
You're gonna dance forever.
Oh no.
Squid, are you rolling your con or wisdom save?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so Squid bloops into nothing for just a moment, and then the boots are on the ground, if she's wearing them, I don't know, and then a bat flies out of them. I was just trolling. I mean, that happens, but you know. Yeah.
Oh no.
They're not gross.
Oh, in the chat.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. It actually probably not inside that little trapdoor. Probably like around the church, so that Blossom can get sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But keeping guard, I hate it.
Okay.
We will be back.
Yeah. Okay. Now what?
And I probably leave some heartfelt instructions for if I'm not back in like very long amount of time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, directions to the cabin in the swamp. Be the new pumpkin swamp witch.
Yeah. And if I don't come back, you come rescue me.
I mean, if I die, it's as long as Blossom is around. I've left my legacy.
Alright. We're ready to.
Are we ready for reconnaissance?
I'm not letting us die on this mission.
Yeah.
We are not going to die on this mission.
I will never die.
That's the
I
spirit.
will. I'm okay. I'm a changeling now, so I won't. Oh my gosh, my life. Unless that didn't stack, my life was extended by like 50 years.
Yeah, functionally you are a different thing now, and that thing has a
Oh,
longer
yeah.
lifespan.
Yeah, no, I only had like 20 years to go, and I think changelings live like a century almost. Like Kenku lived like 50 years max.
Yeah, you suddenly just realized you have a lot more time. Does anyone want a scene, or does anyone want to do anything as we travel to the home of all Kaboblins?
I'd like a scene as we get there,
Word.
but not necessarily on the way. Like as we get there and we're starting to move in.
Yeah, I'm down with that. There are very few patrols, and Ak, you probably can speak to this as being a little bit odd, because I don't know exactly what role you want to fulfill. There are not many in your society. There's people who are in charge of hunting. There's people who are in charge of defense. There's people who are in charge of general labor. There's people who are in charge of scouting, which is different than hunting. And then there's specialized tasks. You I imagine, are part specialized task and part something else. Because your specialized task just makes you better at some things, right? Either fighting or laboring or hunting or scouting.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good at hunting, or well, actually, yeah, I guess like hunting, like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you know, full circle, that could be what you were doing, right? Is like continuing to push further and further, looking for food, because that was like the impetus for needing help from the party. Is like, we don't have food, we're hungry, like we have been pushed out of our land, shit sucks, I'm unhappy.
Yeah, which I think we need to clarify that I like to think I did something that pissed people off, but I didn't technically get kicked out because I misunderstood when I was first introduced.
Oh. Did we have a long rest in any of this travel?
Yeah, days later.
Okay, cool. Just swapping a spell.
Yep, all good. Okay. So yeah, you can, if you want to jump in with the scene, or if it's part of it or whatever, or, otherwise we can just assume that you have informed the party, like, this is kind of odd, things are pretty quiet, unless they've moved again, but, moving at all is difficult and dangerous, let alone doing it continuously.
Guys, there's a lot of... It's too quiet. I should have at least seen Benny right now.
Let me just go ahead and add that. I did not have that one written down.
Just a quick, if we did have long rests, I would like to have used my third infusion to make resistant armor, since we've experienced the lithids before, making it resistant to psychic.
Nice, that's cool.
That's a smart move.
What does that enhancement look like? Is it like ethereal floating over you, or is it like numbing to the mind?
I would say it's got like a soft purpley, like not quite glow, but like aura to it almost. And yeah, it almost makes the armor look like a not quite solid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't look like ghostly or like, you can pass through it, but it's something just like looks like an illusion looking at it.
Right. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, keep your guard up, guys.
Oh, definitely.
Do we see any, like, destruction? Do we see any broken and... I don't know if there's architecture we're supposed to be seeing. Do we see anything that looks like fighting?
Sorry, you're cutting out there on us.
Okay. Do we see anything like, like architecture that's broken, or any fighting that may have happened? Any like weapons strewn about, any blood, any corpses? Do we see any of that anywhere?
No, it's just an absence, which seems odd.
Okay. That's all I got.
Yeah, because I think Dan was having a scene.
Well, I was gonna kind of wait until the party decides to start moving forward.
I'll move forward.
Like,
yeah, I'm
choose a
sorry.
path, basically.
Move forward with what exactly?
Like when they choose a path, and like everyone, because like Nico's gonna hold back a little bit.
Okay.
As people move in deeper to the caves.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think then, I apologize for kind of doing things in very broad strokes, but Ak, you're bringing them into town, or are you gonna go in alone? Like, or where you believe town to be, that is.
I mean, I guess it's up to them. What do you guys think? Y'all kind of want to go in there and get a peek, or do you want me to kind of scout up ahead?
It's your town.
Mm-hmm.
If things already don't seem great, like, if you haven't seen any of your patrols, that's not a great sign.
I'm with you. I feel like if there's a problem, we should all be together.
Mm-hmm. And be ready. Weapons at the ready, everybody.
Alright. Everybody was sneaking in.
Okay, I
Sneaking
can
in?
sort of sneak.
Sneaking in.
What's the bonus that my boots give me?
Among a few other things, advantage on stealth. So that part's real nice. needed it.
Nice.
Maui. Alright, are we all rolling stealth?
All stealthing.
Damn it.
Well, don't worry, Riley, I'll roll lower. Or not.
This train.
Wow. Sneaky
Find it.
drip
Oh,
today.
there we go.
I was gonna say, did we get everybody? This seems one short. Okay, cool. So then, Ack, you're the one that blows the cover, which is thematically interesting.
Yeah, so he probably takes the route that he usually does when he like sneaks out of the village or something, after curfew or whatever.
Right.
And things are a bit moved around, a little bit different. There's probably like some clutter that he kind of like trips over. He's like, that was not there.
Right.
I swear.
Well, sorry to butt in. I wanted to try to pull before we get like actually into the scene.
Okay.
Sorry to butt in.
No, that's good.
I feel like it doesn't make sense if we actually get into town first.
Nope, that's what I was looking for. I was trying to figure out where you were looking for. So
I was kind of waiting for the party to like start to proceed, but
Gotcha. Yep, yeah, that's good. Fire it off.
Yeah, so as they start to sneak away, Nico grabs Puvu's arm for a second and says, "Puvu, I need you for a moment."
All right. You want me to tell the group, or is this gonna be quick?
We shouldn't be long. If it's more than 5 minutes, that's when I'm gonna need you.
Oh. Yeah.
We've been.
Sorry.
What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I can't go back to the city again with Inara. I can't bring her back one more time holding her a prisoner. And she's been a burden to the party. I see the way that you look at her. Everyone's afraid of her. I can't. This has been wrong of me to keep her, and I see that through your actions, through the party. And I need you to help me.
Help her do.
I'm gonna go into this cave here, and if I'm not out in 5 minutes, I need you to finish the job.
Damn.
Well,
How do you want that to happen? And he looks at his crossbow, and then he looks at his spirit amulet, and he gives you like a look, and he's looking at you like very pointedly.
I'd prefer the more peaceful way, but if I can't do it, it means something needs to be done.
I can make it real quick. It's not necessarily peaceful. Or I can make it and you're not quite sure what's going on in him right now. But he's like, you tell me what, magic or bolt.
Nico thinks for a minute and says, what kind of magic?
Well, if we decided that it needed to end quickly, there wouldn't be anything left. Let's just say that. Is that what you want?
He takes a step back and I'll leave that matter in your hands, because like I said, if I can't do it, it's because I failed and I need the help, and something needs to happen fast.
All right.
So
You get 5 minutes.
Yeah. So Nico takes Inara into the side cave, and he starts kind of talking to her as he goes. He's like, "We've been through a lot. It was wrong of me to keep you in this state. I was selfish and thought that I could bring you back, and that would be important for you. But I've seen what happens when people are brought back. It wouldn't be a life for you. Wouldn't be a life for me." And then he phases out.
Oh no! So I need to know how much, because you're choosing this moment of all moments this game to lose control of your scene. But before I get to do what I want. I'm the DM. I'm in charge. Conceptually, is Nico in danger, or is this Nico is incapable of doing what he and arguably the party thinks needs to be done? You know what I mean?
I think in his mind he's going through like so much more conversation with her, and they're having like, he's almost imagining this like dialogue that they're having, going back and forth. So from his perspective, like, he thinks that everything that she's also just like been stunted in place, but I think he's slowly losing control. He's like, he imagines himself getting into like, you know, right position, like almost a soft caress, and just like, it's basically combination of like holy water on a blade just severing her head from the body, basically.
Ooh.
But none of that's actually happening, and she's just slowly, like, hunger is creeping in, and with him no longer, like, his voice no longer there, no sense of familiarity, nothing to try to control her. She's hungry.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, no, you tabled it. I like that. Because I was like, do you want me to kill you? And you were like, well, you know, so going into this scene, my thought was that, you know, I'm a cool guy and I'm doing cool things. But yes, I do, Dave. Yeah, thank you for asking. Cool. This is pretty fucked up, man, because, like, how far into the cave did you go? Like 5 feet or like 50 feet?
I mean, I'd say it was probably a good like 30 to 50 feet. Like, it's not like not like Puvu is right there. Like, guys, I can hear you.
Puvu, make me a, like, I'm gonna trust you. You're gonna have to make a perception check, but I need to know if it's regular with advantage or with disadvantage, because like there's a lot going on in your head right now, and you're like, are you focusing on 5 minutes more than you're focusing on the world around you, right? Or are you like, I'm listening, if I hear something, I don't care if it's 3 minutes, I'm going in, right?
Puvu wants to kill.
I mean, so does Inara, you know? Like, I hear you, man.
He's wanting to... He's trying to find an excuse to run, because he...
Okay.
And it's not even about... that he's trying to find any excuse to run in whatsoever.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna roll an attack with an R with advantage. Nico, how much HP do you have?
50.
Oh, okay. So there's like almost no way I can kill you. Okay, I was really just looking to see if it was a crit there. Because, like, if it was a crit, like, we needed to talk about some things. But as a normal attack, I think that she just gets too... Fucking Inara, man. Fucking, like, this is a helpless target. You're supposed to be there for me. This is upsetting. Okay, so Inara's, like, got your arm, and it's like... I want it to be like vicious and awful, but I don't think it is. I think that there's like almost restraint. I think there's confusion, and there's just like a touch of recognition. Like there's hunger, yes, and there's base desires. Like a zombie just goes forward and consumes. I don't know. The zombies are weird. They're hard to explain.
Just like reading the dice there, it seems like at the beginning there's the restraint, and then the hunger really sets in when she gets a taste.
That's actually probably perfect because, like, the audience is watching. This is like, you know, Children of Men, Birdman style. Like, we follow you in the whole time, right? And we're just, we see you zone out, and we see Inara, like, pacing a little, and then looking at you, and then thinking about it, and, like, grabbing your hand, and, like, right?
Where is Brindlefunk during all this, by the way?
Goya saturnating his son.
On this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Puvu's like, I heard something, and we hear him running in, and at that point, you know, like we're deep into the flesh at that point, and Inara's just another undead as far as he's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll turn it over to you, Puvu.
So like he runs in and he sees Nico's just like kind of catatonic. Is that what he's seeing?
Yeah, we've only seen this once before, right?
Yeah, but Puvu was the one that saw it before.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And so he's gonna run in and he's like Nico, damn, not again. All right, fine. And he blasts the channel divinity.
Oh yeah.
To turn undead.
Oh yeah. What CR do you destroy right now?
I thought we looked and it was. Let me make sure. So I'm the channel.
You're what, 7th level?
6.
Boy, if only you'd. Oh no, you did take the corruption. So you're only 5th before?
No, his got him the regeneration. You said it didn't get a
Correct.
level as
Yeah,
well.
he didn't get a level.
Oh yeah, ha! Fucking got him.
I mean, if you want to give him a level 2, I wouldn't complain.
I bet you would.
Make our party stronger.
I bet you wouldn't. So what, wait, I already forgot. 6?
Yeah.
Channel video 2 times press. But if you're 6, it's only half level or lower. So I was talking to Danla about this a little bit. I'm of the opinion, like, the narrative sometimes does things that the rules cannot. I don't see any reason why a single solitary lone undead that is at your mercy, for lack of better terms, and you're just like, ah, right? Like I think it gets destroyed. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's caring about like combat for like lots of them and like a lot of things going on. This is like the fucking, you know, your holy. This has been your mission for couple months now, couple weeks now, a month.
Yeah. And so he does that. We determined that she would like disintegrate. Is that what would happen?
Yeah, if you like actually turn it, they're completely destroyed. They like Buffy the Vampire dust.
Okay. And when that happens, you see like a smirk go across Puvu's face. He's like, and he kind of shakes. He's like, and he looks quickly at Nico to see if Nico saw him. Is Nico aware of what's going on?
I think Nico comes to after all of it happens.
Okay, so the blast happens, and then she's gone. So
Puvu's just there alone with his feelings.
do you see Puvu? Do you not even know he's there? What's going on?
I mean, how long is it typically supposed to last, Dave?
Turn undead.
I kind of choose that, or no, the thing, my thing.
I think I wrote it as you lose either the rest of this scene or most of this scene. Hold on, let me scroll up. My notes are just written stream of consciousness, so
I have plans for either, so
Yeah, I think you had said the rest of the scene, and I kind of like that, because I think Nico will come back to kind of left on his own, and it'll be kind of a new...
You miss a part of the current scene, not the whole scene.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can come back.
your choice. I can do either.
Yeah, I guess I'll come back. Maybe there's like a flash, I'm assuming, as all this happens.
I don't think we ever even said what happens. So the way I anticipated it would be like, yeah, it'd be like the light, but then also like the wind and the billows of the forge blowing dust. Maybe even we see like the spectral ghost that just and she just.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of what brings Nico back, but in his kind of catatonic dream state, he envisions it very differently. Like, he's been having this loving embrace with her, and in his mind, it's, this bright light, and she starts to just like slowly get blown away, like as a whole, not as like turned to dust and pieces. Like she starts to like fade away into the sky. With the sky that he's imagining in this scene that is not a part of a cave.
It works.
Yeah. And he comes back to a moment later, looks around, and doesn't acknowledge the pain immediately. Or maybe he does, and it's combined with a lot of other feelings, and he doesn't know what really hurts more. But he looks to Puvu and is like, I finally said goodbye. Thank you, Puvu. It was beautiful.
What do you mean, thank you? You did it, right?
I said goodbye.
Yeah, as soon as I ran in, she disappeared. You did it. You saved her.
Did I?
I mean,
and he like checks his blade, and he's like, I thought I did. I wanted to. I wanted to think that I did. Should I like roll to see if I actually believe him?
Let's do this.
I will say, if the two of you both agree, you don't need a fucking roll, right? But if you're interested in going, well, how well does that work? Right? Like, we're role playing. Yeah, like, if you were both like, I want this to happen, fuck, we don't need dice. You know what I mean?
I think Nico like sees Puvu in there and assumes that something must have happened.
That was my read of the situation. Like, if you had done it, did he need to come in? But again, if you two have a scene, I'm not here for that. I'm not here to tell you how to do it.
We didn't have anything planned beforehand.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's up to you, Dan. Does Nico want to believe this, or does he not want to believe it?
I think Nico wants to believe that he had done it, but he's kind of skeptical. But maybe at that moment he's kind of gripped by the sudden pain in his arm.
Sure.
Ooh.
And he's like, wait, but
that's a rough little reminder, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, he starts to just like panic and not know what happened, and he's like, wait, my arm.
It's only a flesh wound, and they'll like cast.
Is there any kind of
healing.
like curse that comes along with that, being bit by a zombie?
Nah. Not in this one. I have those zombies. Don't worry. They're here. Anara just isn't one.
Okay.
So he'll cast. How much damage should he do to you?
25. It was half of my life.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he would do a lesser restoration.
Okay. And he kind of takes that, and he's like, how could I have done it like this?
No.
This doesn't make sense, and you're here. And she's gone.
Hey, man. You told me you knew what you saw. You hugged her, and she disappeared into dust. To me, that sounds pretty special. Maybe even divine.
I think with that, he doesn't believe Puvu, but he's not really trying to believe Puvu. It's kind of like, okay, he nods, and maybe they have a moment of like mutual understanding.
Puvu gives him a kind of a oh, I don't want to get into this cycle, but basically, like, he wants Nico to believe that he had ownership of this,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants him to feel like that he did it himself.
Sure.
That's transparent.
Yeah, I think Nico's just like, well, whatever happened, we better get back to the party.
And after that dramatic scene, does it hard cut to Ack tripping over comically on some buckets like that?
Right, yeah, down a set of stairs and directly into the bugbears that have taken over this place, who turn and just punch you in the face, your teeth go flying. No, I'm kidding. Now, so good news. There are still goblins here. Yay. This is still your family's home. Slightly less good news. They look a little... They're thinner. They're thin, they're worn ragged. They don't look as healthy as maybe they once did. And Puvu and Nico are able to catch up pretty quickly. Now, when you see them, I interpret your bad stealth as like going up to them, greeting them, breaking out of the stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's your fucking cave. Like, come on. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you run either to greet, to embrace, to converse with Ick, who is a warrior, and Inch, who is a halfling scout that the goblins took in. It's a whole weird story.
Hey, Ick, Inch. I didn't see Benny at his post. What's going on?
Yeah, and Ick's like, well, you know how he is!
I'm sorry, what?
She says you know how he is.
Okay. Oh, Benny, that slacker.
Yeah. And
Whoa.
Who are they?
These are the people that are gonna help us.
And her eyes narrow, she goes, food!
Yeah, food. Get some meats.
You just called us food, Ack.
No, they're not food.
And she nods, goes, food! Shankolo, very happy! And then, I want you to roll an insight.
Okay. Where are you, insight?
Dave, also this just in.
Yeah.
Ick apparently sounds like, and I quote, Elmo on cocaine.
Who said that? I didn't see that anywhere.
That was sent directly to me from a very trustworthy source.
Yeah, look, man, I've only got like 5 voices, so, eventually.
Is she the only one that sounds like that, too?
Possibly. Depends on if it hurts my throat or not.
Everyone else is normal, and she's just like, ah!
Yeah, that would actually be a really great gag, too. Okay, so 14 insight. She looks nervous for a moment. She looks at Inch. Inch gulps. You out, Ian? Thanks for hanging with us. Inch gulps, right, and looks at Ack and Ick, and she's just like, so, how long were you away?
How long was I away? Was it like a week?
Oh no, time is gonna get weird again.
I think it was like a week. It's gotta be like...
It's gonna
So, and I apologize. I'm gonna stop screeching so I don't wake up my entire house, and upsetting the cats, as Jenny has informed me. There is, as far as because I asked Riley a couple questions about the little goblin civilization here. Timekeeping. They're just notching a wall, right? Very Rey in The Force Awakens. How many notches were there when you went out to go hunt, Ack?
I would say probably at least like 20.
Mm-hmm. And we're going day, right? Days?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they went through the entire wall and then went back up it the other direction. And they're not quite done, but they're very close.
Yeah.
So, year or two?
Hey guys. God. There weren't this many notches for days.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I shouldn't have left Blossom. Oh god, I'm a monster. Oh no.
I look for a weird ass time stone.
The one you left back.
Yeah, one that is kind of like the one back there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's not one here, but you were subject to one.
Ugh.
Hey, were we out for... Wait. So is it just here, or were we out for 2 years?
Oh.
But Goose didn't send a weird amount of messages or anything.
Have we looked?
He seemed... yeah, we made it... We checked, and it seemed to be a normal amount, I believe.
That's why I'm looking through the village for a weird ass stone.
Yeah, so this is really good. I wanted to go a little bit longer, but how does everybody feel about ending it with a scene?
I'm fine either way.
Let's do it.
Where's everybody at? Do we have 15 minutes, or do we want to cut it now?
I'm fine with either.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good thing because I want to know what's going on.
Okay.
I don't like it.
I can't do 2 hours more. I'll die. I already have to go to the bathroom.
All right.
So you're running. Is the party keeping up with him, or are you just fuck it, go on?
I'm second guessing and wanting to go back, but I guess Ack is our guide, and if we get too far from him, they might try and eat us. I am keeping track of the way we came from, though, so I can book it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Somebody here's got to be a natural explorer that can't get lost except by magical means, right?
We don't have a rogue in the party, so...
That's a ranger thing. Well, technically, it's a outlander or a hermit. I don't remember which background.
It is outlander. Hermit... Yeah, hermit has, a weird... some innovation or something.
Yeah.
That...
Anyway. Somebody's got that bullshit, and I would never magically make the party get lost.
Oh,
never.
I should have left.
You want to try that again without the attitude this time?
Never.
Except we all know you would, Dave. Anyway, give us the scene and kill us.
Yeah, you're running, and you're I know, and I apologize because I have to keep looking. I'm I know where Shangololo, or whatever her name is, lives, and that is the goblin matron of here, right? And you go there, and where it used to be now is a pit, and they dug it away, right? Whatever hut was there or whatever, right? Because Shangololo had the nice hovel or whatever, and the earth has been ripped away, and in its place, coiled in a giant serpent-like carapace-clad centipede creature, pulsating, sicky clear, sticky blue, right? And with thousands, millions of tiny little legs wrapped around a clutch of goblin eggs, right? With just this hanging upside down goblin face like Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist, right? Just bulbous and warty and hair coming out of everything. Shangololo stares at you. And I can't do it very well, but the Hannibal, like, right? It just hisses at you once as it takes you in. Could you hear that okay? Should I do it into the microphone?
Nope.
Is that
I vote we
you?
run away. Sorry, Ack.
you can't just leave him? What is this?
Bad. Death. Bye.
I thought we fixed your speaking.
If we stay here, we're all gonna die. Blossom might already be dead. I just want to have a family for once, god damn it.
Yeah, and so, Ack, what was your question?
Oh, I guess he kind of like Changolo? Is that you?
And it nods. It nods in the affirmative, right? And it says, again, in some weird, creepy voice that I'm not going to be able to muster up at this time. Where have you been, Ack? We are hungry. We grow desperate.
I was out for like a week.
Lies. Look at the wall. Look at the timekeeper.
I mean, I encountered a weird time rock.
Are you intimidated or unnerved by it shuffling towards you on its million tiny legs and coiling around you?
I think Ack is screaming inside his head.
Right. And all of its tiny little jabby legs and arms are just like, oh, how convenient. Yes. Yo, a time rock. Of course. That seems completely logical. And it's just like...
I mean, have you looked in a mirror? I feel like you look a little different. It doesn't really seem logical either.
Oh, and this is so good, right? Because it's... So... Two things to clarify. It's only like that big around, right? Like, it's not. It's like 700 feet long, but it's still only the size of. It's only the thickness of a pool noodle.
Sorry, I hate that word. I hate that so much more.
So it's got like 2 or 3 segmented plates, and then like a couple legs wrapped around a goblin egg, and then like right. So it's like an ever-ending coiled game of Snake, right, in this entire pit. So it's like wrapping around you, but it's not much bigger than you are. So you're like bound up with rope, right? And it hangs its head over yours. So now it's looking at you the right way. And I spent so much time describing it, I forgot your specific question, and I need to know so I can answer it correctly. Because you said like, did you look at yourself, right? Something seems wrong?
Yeah, it's like there's her changing that kind of form. It just seems illogical in itself. Why would you question a time rock?
Right. Oh, and by the way, like, content warning, body horror. As it's like, blessings from the meaties. And she just cackles like mad. Just, right? We would, on a normal session, cut to black there. I think we got a couple minutes because I kind of want to know what the parties were reacting to, and I don't know that we're gonna finish the conversation with Ack, but like we fade to commercial. This is like the 58-minute episode, right? Where normally only goes like 47 or 42 or something, and we come back and the party's just like. Can we go?
I think Drib might leave. I don't know if he can do this right now. I think he's gotta go.
I'm looking for it. You said it was like they're metallic, the carapace, or no?
Sicky translucent sticky blue.
So
It's like
non-metallic.
insectile, terrible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm looking for weak spots.
not what I
know,
expected.
Puvu, please, you have too much of a life to live. Let's get out of here.
Do I?
Yes. Yeah, you
I don't
do.
know anymore.
Yeah, you do. Your life is so much more than getting killed by a that's way more than Shangolo than a
It's
centipede, but whatever the prefix for like a billion is, rather than cent.
It's not that. It's not that big around. And
I know it's not that big
we made
around.
a promise. We made a promise.
Is
And now he's in trouble.
Also, I feel like goblins don't normally come out of eggs.
yeah, that also seems weird.
Is it weird that Nico wants to try to get some of the goo?
A little bit.
I thought when he said it, I was like, Dan's gonna try to make something out of that. I knew it.
I like how much we're hemorrhaging viewers right now. That seems accurate.
Oh.
they're like, it's late. Shongolololo. Nah, I don't need this.
Like nightmares.
I don't need this curse shit.
Yeah, no, Drib's trying to see if he can get any of the party to leave with him. Like,
Okay.
trying to appeal to anything.
Yeah.
Caitlin, we gotta deliver that thing to the Drib. Or to the Grim. To the Grim.
He's like, I don't care where we deliver it to. If it gets me out of here, I'll go.
Anything.
I'll go
Nah,
lo 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 lo.
Yeah, Caitlin's ready to go. She did not sign up for this.
Y'all are
She got her own shit to do.
fucking
Yeah.
cowards. A bunch of damn cowards. I
Nico.
slave over a book all day.
Please. Nico, I know you want the magic goo. Don't die for this magic goo. There's more magic goo out there.
Nico has backed up a little bit. He's eyeing the goo. He's got his spear armed. And he's watching
It's not worth the
Puvu.
goo. Oh, Puvu, please.
Yeah, so I think we cut back to Ack. How do you respond? You say, have you looked at yourself in the mirror lately? You don't look great. And she goes, blessings from the meaties.
You mean the meaties made you this way?
Yeah, and like she's uncoiling you slowly. She's like, in part. Some of it's time.
We can save him and run.
Some of it's necessity. Evolution. We are more than just these earthly bodies, Ack.
We're eggs now, I see.
She's like, yes. Do you want to meet your brothers? And she just picks you up with a single tiny little claw. And just noodles you down into the hatchery.
Escape! Run!
Oh boy.
Creesh? Right? Creesh? Cretch?
Eggy pit.
Please run away!
Yeah, Eggy Pit.
Sublimary.
Are you screaming or showing in any way you don't want this?
He looks terrified!
In every way that is not visible.
Yeah.
I want to save him,
Right.
but I don't want to die.
No.
Can't
Puvu's gonna blast a guiding bolt.
Oh, dang it. We're doing this. We should have ran. We should have gone to the city. We would have been alive.
What the hell? It's not the first time we've died.
I mean, so it'll be the first time I died. I have stuff to do.
So yeah, he would.
14.
I'm gonna assume that's probably not good enough.
Yeah, so you throw... what kind of energy is that?
Let's say it's lightning, maybe. And I'm thinking witch bolt. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's just radiant, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's... Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so it bounces off of her, but I think that, like, she's cognizant of it. right? And all of like her segments begin like folding and forming in such a way as they put up this barricade around where she just took Ack down, and then just emanating from the pit, because we're over your shoulder where you just, you know, like, right, blasted it, and she like filling the cave with her echoing voice is just like, you shouldn't do that again. And it definitely like drops a couple octaves.
Let's go, Poo-Poo.
And there's a lot more goblins than you saw coming in, starting to poke their head around rocks and up out of nothing and stepping out from the shadows. And...
Okay.
Please, Poo-Poo.
That's like, so Poo sees all that and is like, well, I've done all I can do, and just runs.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you didn't run, Nico was gonna like tackle grab you and start running.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I would, if possible, like to wild shape into a warhorse. Bonus action: pick up Poo-Poo and run. Dash, run.
Picks him up with the
maybe
teeth.
if possible, carry the other. I want to try and carry all three if possible. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, no, picture this. What happens, he starts to run, Nico runs up, grabs him on his shoulders, and then you warhorse pick us both up.
Perfect. And
Yes.
Kaylin can Misty Step on. I want to say, do you have Misty Step? I don't know. I make sure to get Kaylin.
I'm a changeling. I'll just change into a bat. Bat!
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be like we're leaving. Sorry, Ack. Bye. And I book it. I take the dash action.
Yeah.
I run.
Yeah,
I run.
So we see them run, right? The camera stays in like this crane shot, right, with just this impenetrable carapace segment here, and the party fleeing out this way, whatever light or, you know, nonsense, dust, and we cut, like, you know, crossfade to Shangololo holding Ack very, very closely, and she's looking, like, she's literally looking at the wall of her carapace, but she's like, huh, interesting, they left you. They didn't even say goodbye. And she's still holding you up with one finger.
Sorry, Ack.
At this point, I think Ack's pissed off at the party.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't help at all. They just used him and then they ran.
Yeah.
She's
I
like,
didn't want us to come back in the first place.
and then, like, for ultimate trolling, she's like, was it something I said?
Oh my god.
And we just, you know, Finn, close on episode 29.
I
Oh,
just wanted us to
God.
go to the city. It would have been great. Ack could have joined the party.
Curse of
We could have
Greyhawk.
had
Curse of Greyhawk.
we could have had
City of
Nico's
Gold.
fiance buried in a nice cemetery near the inn, and he could, or near the tavern. He could visit. It would have been great.
Yeah, dreams are nice.
Yeah, but no, we had to go back to Goblinville with the Goblin Centipede.
Bring it on
And
down
now-
to Goblin Vale.
And yep, and now Blossom's gonna be dead. The thing's gonna be taken. It'll all be for naught.
You'll
And
find
then
Ack
in
with the
a
goblin
year,
level
Ack is gonna
20.
come back and murder us all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I am certain Ack will kill the entirety of the party.
Oh, now we lost that sweet shield.
I mean, we never said we were running for good.
The unnamed forge god giveth, and the unnamed forge god taketh away.
Griff
for
wants
that,
to
right?
retire.
Thank y'all so much for playing tonight. This was great. I had a great time. We got into a lot of fun shenanigans. Chat was amazing. Tons of donations, tons of bits. Well, I guess tons of bits, tons of subs, lots of gifted subs. That was really awesome. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting with the brain trust here, making sure that we have settled on a charity we want to donate to, and we'll get that up and out ASAP. Does anybody have anything they want to hit real quick, or anything they want to plug?
I do want to say sorry, Riley.
Oh, it's fine.
Yes, I definitely want to say that.
Like, I feel bad for abandoning your character, but
I'll
we've
never be
known
known
you
that
for
I tried.
like, we've known you in contact, like in game for like a conscious, like couple months of mostly travel. Like, I really wanted to make things better and not go back.
See, I
Knowing
challenge
it
that, because I think y'all judged her by her appearance and her creepy voice.
She was gonna murder us.
You
She was
can't
gonna murder Ek.
You can't prove that.
Well, we'll never know now until Ek comes and kills us as his own big centipede man.
Centipede egg.
I just don't know why you think a 700-foot-long centipede made out of a goblin matron would kill you.
Maybe the fact that she can mighty morph her torso or her 700 feet of centipede into stuff. She's a transformer.
Goblins in disguise.
Yeah. It's not a good disguise, but it's damn effective.
I'm still
Mostly
waiting
going to look at
for
it.
final boss battle where Goose just Deus Ex Machina himself like into the fight. Just
Oh, I'm ready
purely
for that. It's like your lowest stat is like a 16.
Just riding in on a Pegasus, beard flowing in the wind, absolutely rip.
That'd be good.
Mhm.
The beard is actually flapping. It's so strong.
Do you need armor anymore, or is it just abs? Or are the abs printed onto the armor?
Yeah, the abs are definitely printed.
Nice.
Okay, did anybody have anything else they wanted to say or do or plug or whatever?
I do have my week 2 spoiler tournament race tomorrow at 8 p.m. I
Nice.
will not really be able to pay attention to chat because I'll be very busy studying and following the spoiler log.
Word. Well, that's cool.
Understandable.
That's still just for the Zelda randomizer?
Yep, it's a different type where 15 minutes before it starts, you get to like review all of the item locations and like study your path and figure out how you're going to route it ahead of time. And then, yeah,
Sure. Okay.
I'm really bad at it. It's fun.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. anything
Tune
else?
in here next week for part 2. I believe it's going to be the Courage the Cowardly Dog one?
Here's the cowardly one shot.
Courage the Cowardly one shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And in general, just keep checking in on the twitch.tv/themdave on most platforms as EDice podcast, I want to say.
Yep.
Generally check it out. Games are cool. We have them.
One shot, two shot, red shot, blue. That's pretty funny. I like that. Yeah, chat, thank you so much for hanging out once again. Thanks for all the donations. It was crazy. It was wild. It was exciting. All right, I'm gonna run an ad because we have to now. That's what I promised myself, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Nice.
So
Have a good
thanks,
one,
y'all.
everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo, that was
I'm really sorry,
that was
Riley.
wild. That was some wild
Yeah.
shit.
I
Really,
didn't
really.
want it to come to that.
I was totally expecting Dreb to just abandon Ack at a drop of a hat.
So, little known fact, Ack the Kaboblin is the most cursed character possible, because the first time we saw him, he literally got one-shotted right out of the gate, first round, first attack.
My God.
Oh my god.
This time he at least made it 2 or 3 sessions, but damn.
So that whole big monologue at the beginning, I was really, really hoping I could just get you to abandon the town, abandon the
Yeah.
goblins.
I know, you wanted me to throw all my notes in the trash. I desperately needed
I
you to go to
wanted
Goblin
Ack to
Town.
not die. I didn't want to just kill off Riley's character or do whatever selfishly. I mean, I wanted to be selfish, but not ruin everyone else's thing. And I'm just like, we could have gone to the city, guys.
Okay. That was your sneak peek. Thanks for sitting through the ads, everyone. Love you. We're out. Bye.
Yeah.
I